Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we try to make sense of the financial world, and today we are looking at a document from Aquaron Acquisition Corp. And let me tell you, there is a little bit of a twist in this one. A surprise extension. Let's say this report is about a company making a move, an acquisition, and it is all about buying time to make that big deal happen. So on the 9th of October of 2025, Aquaron Acquisition Corp, or the company as they call themselves here, filed this report. But the real action happened a few days earlier on the 6th of October. What happened is that Aquaron Acquisition Corp got a little financial help from a company called Hucha Ltd. Hucha essentially gave Aquaron Acquisition Corp about $16,000, not a huge sum, but significant for this purpose. Now, this money didn't just appear, it came in the form of an unsecured promissory note. Think of it like a loan that isn't backed by any specific company assets. So Hucha Ltd stepped in and put this money into Aquaron Acquisition Corp. Trust account. Why would they do this? Well, it is all about buying time. This deposit extends how long Aquaron Acquisition Corp has to finalize a business combination, likely a merger or an acquisition. Now here is an interesting detail about this note. It doesn't actually charge any interest. That is pretty sweet for Aquaron, and it is going to be repaid or settled when the company successfully completes its business combination. So Hucha Ltd is essentially betting on the success of Aquaron Acquisition Corp. Future deal. But Hucha Ltd has another option. If they want to, they can convert this loan into shares of Aquaron Acquisition Corp. It's common stock. The conversion price is set at $10 per unit. Each unit is pretty standard for these types of companies. It includes one share of common stock and a right to get a fraction of another share later on. This is a common strategy for companies like this to raise funds temporarily and signal confidence to shareholders. It is also worth noting that Aquaron Acquisition Corp identifies itself as an emerging growth company. This means they benefit from certain regulatory flexibilities, typically allowing for a slower adoption of new accounting standards. This is important because it suggests the company is likely relatively young and still establishing its financial reporting practices. Signing off on this report is Yi Zhou, the Chief Executive Officer of Aquaron Acquisition Corp. This shows the top leadership is aware and approving of this financial maneuver. Now, looking at the bigger picture here, this filing is about a very specific kind of company, often called a Special Purpose Acquisition Company, or SPA. These companies are created with the sole purpose of raising capital through an initial public offering to find and acquire an existing private company or to merge with one. They don't have operational businesses of their own. They are essentially blank checks looking for a target. The extended deadline is crucial for them because if they don't find a target and complete a deal within a certain time frame, usually 18 months to 2 years, they typically have to dissolve and return the money to their investors. So this note from Hucha Ltd isn't about the operational performance of Aquaron Acquisition Corp, because they don't have operations. It is about their ability to execute their core strategy, which is finding a business to acquire. The small amount of $16,000 might seem insignificant, but in the world of SPACs, these extensions are vital. They prevent the company from failing to meet its deadline and having to return funds, which would be a failure in itself. Hucha Ltd is essentially betting on Aquaron Acquisition Corp. Its ability to find a suitable merger partner. What are the implications here? Well, for Aquaron Acquisition Corp, this gives them more runway to find that perfect business to merge with. For Hucha Ltd, it is a calculated move. They're either looking to profit from the eventual success of the SPAC, if the merger is lucrative, or they're getting equity in a company they believe has potential. The key takeaway from this filing isn't about revenue or profits in the traditional sense. It is about the journey and the deadline of an acquisition company. This note symbolizes another step taken to extend that journey and potentially secure a future for Aquaron Acquisition Corp. As a merged entity, it is a small investment for a potentially large outcome. Now, looking at Aquaron Acquisition Corp situation, broadly they are in a high stakes game, the success of any S. PAC hinges entirely on the quality of the business it eventually acquires or merges with. There is always a risk that they won't find a good enough deal, or that the market conditions won't be favorable for the merger. However, this particular filing indicates a proactive approach to managing that timeline risk. The fact that Hucha Ltd is willing to provide these extension funds suggests a level of confidence in Aquaron Acquisition Corp. Its management and their ongoing search for a target. It is a vote of confidence, if you will. While the numbers here are not about traditional financial performance, they are about the financial mechanics of keeping the SPAC alive and functioning. So as we wrap up this analysis of Aquaron Acquisition Corp, filing What Is My Take? Well, this is less about assessing quarterly earnings and more about understanding the mechanics of special purpose acquisition companies. They are essentially financial vehicles designed to facilitate mergers and acquisitions. This filing clearly shows them using a common strategy to extend their operational runway. The risks for SPACs are inherent in their structure: the risk of not finding a suitable target or failure of the acquired company post merger. However, this small financial injection is a positive sign for their continued pursuit of a business combination. Alright, that is our quick decode of Aquaron Acquisition Corp. What do you think about this move by Future Ltd and the role of SPAC in today's market? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the corporate world. And don't forget to join our Discord community for more discussions. It is linked in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.